Hi everybody, it is Nick with The Alchemist here at Procurement IQ conference. And as you can see in the background, we are at the Oval and it's grass watering time apparently. So we're here talking to people that have been presenting on stage, like Philipp here, and I'm asking them what their key takeout is from the session that they had. So Philipp, please do introduce yourself and then tell us what your key takeout was.
So hi everyone, my name is Philipp. I work for Bayer Consumer Health, responsible for agency and partnerships globally. I was on a panel today with our partners from the Unstereotype Alliance, as well as Creative Equals and our friends from Reckitt. And I would say the key takeout for me from our session was that I think the conversation, especially in DE&I, is moving on, right? And of course, there is a lot of noise and a lot of conversation happening right now in that space. And I think the key is, and this is also what was a topic, was we have to really, and I think we have to focus really more on the business side of this, right? And we have worked with the Unstereotype Alliance on a business case for inclusive advertising. So it actually, we have looked into into case studies from us and from our peers at Diageo, and I think Mondelez and some others, and it became clear that inclusive advertising is driving sales, right? In the short term, but even more in the midterm and long term. And I think, also in the face of the new realities we are living in right now, I think this is where the conversation has to evolve to, right? I think we've been in a lot of panels and in a lot of discussions about how we need to really drive more inclusivity, more diversity, and that's all right, but there has to be a business angle to it. And I think especially for our friends in the US who are getting under a lot of scrutiny right now, I think if you bring it into a business context, if you fund it on numbers, and how it can help your business, then there is just it's not any woke debate, right? It is a fundamental business imperative to do this. And I think that was my key takeaway. I think over the last few years, and especially now in the last few months, this is where the conversation has evolved to and has to further evolve, right? We have to look at this topic through a different lens and through a business lens. So I would say that's how I would sum it up.
That's brilliant. And that reframing of asking the question of, if you could do something to your ad to add 5, 10, 15% effectiveness, would you do it? The answer is going to be yes, right?
Of course. And I mean, it's not only about gender or about LGBTQ or it's a holistic thing, right? But if you look at the if you look at the stats and how the population globally is evolving, we become a more diverse society, if we like it or not. So our audience will become more diverse. So we have to do more diverse communication if we want to stay relevant. And I think this is where the conversation has to go, rather than like serving certain specific niche needs. I think, of course, they're all justified, but I think also when you talk to people who are focusing in this space, it's more about we don't necessarily, we really need to package it differently, right, and evolve the conversation. And if we put it into a business context, then no one can challenge that. I think that's the key.
That's fantastic. And well, thank you very much for your key. We'll put links to Unstereotyped and the other and if we can, maybe some of the stats as well.
Yeah.
The results.
The business case is public. It's from the Unstereotype Alliance. So that can be accessed. And I think it's really helpful for procurement audiences. It's helpful for marketing audiences, for agencies, because I think it's the biggest research of its kind, and it's robust data. So definitely worth a read.
Amazing, robust and important. Philipp, thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you, everybody.